Hello, my dear listeners. I would like to do a silver update and talk more in general about monetary system and system of exchange and future silver role in this. Um, because for silver investors, we are concerned about the value right now. Everybody concerned about the value in investment. That's the whole purpose. And I see that most of the potential will come in silver in the expansion of the monetary use. I talked about silver debit card with Dale Olmsted system. He put this, and it is now available in the United States. And actually, billion dealer picked up on his idea and working with him. I hope to have the interview soon with Dale again, and we will talk about the progresses he made. In the meantime, I'm going to link to the David Morgan interview where he goes over again silver debit card, starting about from the minute 16 of the presentation. So the manipulation worked so far because there wasn't enough supply, and the platforms that where physical metal is exchanged are controlled by banks. Even this Hong Kong exchange, but of course COMEX and LBMA, they are controlled and they serve central banks' interests. But I even, I want to think about it in the point of view Eastern Central Bank, let's say the China. They also like to have a national fiat before gold. They buy lots of gold, but from any government they have much more leverage in national just printing money for free than using actual commodity for exchanges. So it's at what extent China will not like to have their paper put in front of the Western countries' papers. I think they buying gold because after the currency, Western currency, get devaluated, it's going to be market will be very suspicious of any national fiat whatsoever. So that's why the gold reserve, and that's why I think when this time comes, there's going to be much more interest in real assets in the silver as a silver coin. Okay, who will want to use silver as money now when Bitcoin went up 10,000%? Well, I really like Bitcoin, and I think it's a great idea, and it's really fills the niche in the marketplace. I think this spectacular run, it's only because the conditions for Bitcoin are so great right now. Basically, we have it's only alternative in most cases for the most people for the government money. And as this weekend, as we move forward, I think the silver debit card and just some transactions in the point of view of local. I don't know what about you, but about 95% of my transactions are local, and I'm using lots of electronic money. I'm buying on eBay. I'm trade. I'm doing coin shop. I use PayPal. So I use quite a bit of electronic money, but it's very slim percentage. For the most part, I can go and hand to the merchant the silver coin, and there is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you can go with your cell phone and use a computer with the internet and transfer the Bitcoin with the password, but I think it's been overlooked. It's much more simpler just to hand the silver coin. Yeah, you can go around with your truth, and there is my payment. Well, I don't think what's wrong with that. It's just electronic money are great. It's like certain tools for certain uses, but for most of the transaction I do, silver coin will be actually better. And because I also think we will need the national fiat, unfortunately, but it will be a competing it's not either dollar, either silver or gold, or either Bitcoin. I think we will going to see all three of them, because the governments are not going anywhere. They will still continue to tax us, and they will still continue like to maintain control over the monetary systems going forward. I don't think it's going to go we're going to go completely to free market. I anticipate we're going to see much more freedom in the monetary world, and Bitcoin being a success, this is a precursor of that. That's why it gives me actually more hope. And I don't think, like, people are always saying, oh, it's disappointed in the metals community that it's so bad. I think it's very great that Bitcoin had this success. So now gold and silver also have better chances to replicate this success at a certain extent. As the transition happens, many money users will recognize the properties of metal and to store value. I always think that the gold and silver are much better store of value than Bitcoin. It's really hard to believe that if you look the price action in the past 2 years. But if you just try to stay apart from it and think a bit of this objectively, there's much more safety in storing value in something real that is globally recognized than in electronic money that can be also duplicated, and there's going to be competition in it. There is going to be PayPal launching electronic money. There's going to be central banks most likely launching electronic money, and there is going to be lots of electronic monies. It's not going to be bad, and Bitcoin might thrive to this, but it will have to compete. And they will compete for the market share, and it's when the people see the inflation, when the people see there is maybe downside, there is a downside risk, and not everybody likes to carry the computers with the internet around them to do transaction. Sometimes people, most of the need of money we have, we like to do something local, and when we can hand it as a barter, and it's a great. That's my personal opinion. That's what I like, and I think the combination of three in the future and expansion of the gold and silver. First, of course, in electronic money backed by gold and silver. Okay, so that's how I think. And there is once the use expanded, the value will go up also with this. Thanks for watching, and please share your opinions.